Nobody wants President Newsom either. Nobody believes in that guy. That guy con man. Everything he did in California, from trying to mandate vaccines for kids to being caught public without a mask and lying about the fact that he was outdoors.
Yeah.
Nobody believes in that guy. He's just a politician. Just a stone cold, narrative driven politician. Nobody thinks he's a real human. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you think he's corrupt or not, that's a human being. You know what that guy is. Same thing with RFK Jr. Whether you believe that he's correct about vaccines or whether you believe his policies would be effective, and you know that's a human being. With Newsom, you've got like this construct, this cardboard cutout of a person. I don't think.
When Gavin Newsom's ego collided with Joe Rogan's unfiltered honesty, it wasn't a debate, it was a demolition. California might just start packing for Texas after that roast. Newsom showed up armed with a water pistol and hair gel, while Rogan came blazing with a flamethrower and elk-powered fury. It was TED Talk bravado meeting policy blunders, all wrapped in Botox and buzzwords.
Gavin Newsom talks about California. He's like, I'm very big on California, very bullish on California. Hey, they're all moving. The only reason why they don't move is because it's too difficult to move. It's too expensive to leave versus all the bullshit with all the permits and all that. It's too
He stares at his reflection and applauds himself. Meanwhile, California's burning, flooding, and taxing itself into oblivion. Then steps in Joe Rogan, meat in one hand, BS detector in the other. One glance, and boom. He saw Gavin for what he really was, a walking parody.
State is just so poorly managed. It's so frustrating and confusing, and then he gets on TV and pretends like everything's great. Mm-hmm. And California's the best. We have the best state. We have the most amazing economy. And you're out of your mind, dude. You've ruined the state.
Smash that subscribe. Gavin struts around like California is the VIP lounge of American. He's the velvet rope keeping you out. He's got all the game show host flair, but none of the answers. While cities crumble, he's busy hosting quinoa-fueled climate summits. Like the state isn't burning or bankrupt.
You see the governor talking about what to do with the land of all these homes that have been burnt down. And he did this little dance,
some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward. And
with a big smile on his face. Look at the little wiggle he does with his shoulders. These people lost their homes. A lot of those people don't even have fire insurance because the fire insurance pulled out of California. It's all insanely mismatched.
Rogan saw straight through the smoke and mirrors. Time to dismantle this leadership hologram. Listening to Gavin explain policy is like watching a Starbucks barista attempt to teach quantum physics through interpretive dance. Tent cities growing, taxes bleeding, investments promised. Then, Rogan drops the verbal chokehold. Gavin's economic plan. A juice cleanse sounds good on paper, but leaves you shattered and stuck on the toilet.
Bizarre. I did enjoy affecting the election.
Dude, imagine. I can imagine.
I did enjoy it because I didn't want to. I did not want to get involved in any way, shape, or form. But it got so weird.
Yeah, you'd express that publicly in the past.
I was like, I don't want to have nothing, and I don't want to have anything to do with it in the future. I didn't want to. I just felt sucked into it. I'm like, we can't do this again. We can't do it with these same people that us for 4 years, and then they're gonna we're gonna do it differently now. Like what's going on? Did you see what's going on? Obviously, you've seen what's going on in California. But the governor gave this creepy fucking speech where he was talking about
Gavin's green agenda, pure comedy. Bans leaf blowers while wildfires scorch half the state. Brags. About sustainability as the power grid crumbles. Rogan just blinked and asked, did logic take a vacation? And let's not forget, the pandemic lockdowns were for the peasants. While the Prince of Gel dined at the French Laundry.
When I went there, I had a great relationship with President Xi. We got along very well. and they treated me better than anybody's ever been treated. And I said, this air is good. Do you know they closed every factory 1 week before I got there from within 200 miles?
That's like what Gavin Newsom did when Xi Jinping came to San Francisco.
He cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up. He got rid of all
Isn't
the homeless
that terrible
people.
in a way to think, he cleaned it up and then it became a pigsty.
Well, the dumbest thing is he said when your friends come by, when you have visitors, you clean up your house. Like, how about just keep your fucking house clean?
Can you imagine?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say ever as a governor as to excuse to why you finally cleaned up your homeless problem.
People are abandoning California like it's the Titanic. And Gavin's trying to patch the holes with hashtag. Rogan didn't just walk away. He led the getaway. Education's turned into a Pinterest board. Kids graduate fluent in equity buzzwords, but can't handle basic math. The justice system feels less like a courtroom and more like Chuck E. Cheese. Rogan simply held up a mirror and the reflection was brutal.
Gavin Newsom said to him?
No.
Pull that post up, Jamie. Gavin Newsom said that you shouldn't be posting this. That we're going to make it illegal, and I'm going to sign a law. And he said, "Professor suck."
Didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Elon
he did.
said that to Gavin Newsom?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I checked with renowned world authority Professor Sug on D's nuts, and he said parody is legal.
Gavin's brand, P, are polished and Botox smoothed, with a smile that screams focus group approved. Rogan, pure muscle, mushrooms, and zero filter. He's chatting with scientists about DMT, and still called out Gavin's BS from a mile away. Rolled up sleeves. Don't make a policy, Gavin. Joe's not buying it tanned. Neither is anyone with a brain.
What do you make of what Gavin Newsom is doing right now with this podcast? Because I've said I'm against conservatives going on his podcast because I think it's helping him train for 2028.
Yeah,
I don't think we should help him.
I agree completely. I didn't think that. Obviously.
He's strong. Gavin Newsom's not strong. He's French laundry. He's too pretty. He's too needy of like the good opinion of people like Charlie, who I love. But like as a Democrat, you shouldn't be looking for approval from Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk. He's a little too...
Transportation, $1 billion punchline. High-speed rail that barely inches forward. Gavin spent cash like a Sims player on a bender, leaving a concrete scar across farmland. Rogan cracked up like he'd just heard about solar-powered toasters. Gavin ducks blame like it's dodgeball until Joe shuts it down with, "You are the system, bro."
He's smart to start this. And the reason he's smart to start it is because he has no muscles, Emily. None. He's a sinewy little weakling when it comes to arguing any of these issues, especially cultural issues, because he, like all liberals, has never had to do it. So now he's trying to get his training, which is smart on his part, and it would be smart on the part of conservatives to say no because they declined to help him get in shape before the big bout. We're supposed to be helping Rocky, not drag.
Newsom talks like climate changes, fixed with hashtags and compostable forks. Organs interviewed flat earthers and lizard truthers and still found Gavin tougher to follow. He governs like he's the lead in some indie drama nobody asked for. Rogan's a verbal weed whacker cutting down the smug overgrowth. Goodbye.
Manhattan is 14,000 acres. In LA, at least 17,000 acres have been burned to the ground, have been eliminated. I heard somebody saying it looks like Mars. Like it looks like the surface of Mars now, just burned embers. An area bigger than the island of Manhattan. Think of if New York were just eliminated. It looks, forgive me, but it looks like a nuclear bomb hit the region. Just a huge swath of one of our most beautiful cities is gone. She's going. I don't know if she knows that. Gavin Newsom, same. You're effed. Stop telling us about the embers in your hair. It's over for you, my friend. I'm sorry, but your political career ended last week. Again, he's pretending like he doesn't know.
And good riddance. Gavin spins like a SoulCycle instructor on Adderall. Rogan just locks eyes with that serious look, and bam, the political Jenga tower comes crashing down. Gavin thinks he's a lighthouse, but really, he's just California's bug zapper bright. Buzzing and deadly to anything that gets too close. Joe didn't exaggerate. He just narrated the collapse.
Tell you, I don't think Gavin Newsom is the great white hope of the Democratic Party. I really don't. I don't see it happening. Am I wrong? I realize he's got the widow's peak. That's in his favor. He's got the gravelly voice. I don't think I thought Bashir could do it because he's a blue governor in a red state, Kentucky. But the more I listen to him, the more I'm like, he can't do it. He seems pathetic and weak.
Joe didn't destroy Gavin. Gavin blew himself up. Bad policies, 0 results. Ego off the charts. Joe just pointed and said, "You're witnessing this." Californians had enough of wildfire smoke and yet another blackout. Gavin's legacy: convincing people to pay a premium just to watch their lives fall apart live.
Put together after Newsom was out there claiming, never.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how impactful this has been on the Latinx community. Latinx and black communities. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
That's so fun. Gavin, a simple Google search about yourself will serve you well before you make these sweeping claims. But on the same dishonest, disingenuous front, he tried to act like he's the reasonable one on the trans and the children issue.
Gavin still struts around like he's headlining a global summit. Meanwhile, Rogan already delivered the eulogy packed with elk stats and savage punchlines. It wasn't cruelty, just clarity spotting the spinach in Gavin's teeth. Except this spinach is an entire failed governorship. And Gavin, still smiling, still clueless, still charging extra for the disaster he calls progress.